We will be hosting our very own presidential debate. I'm Club Advisor Jorge Santos, and I'm thrilled to be your moderator for tonight's event. Tonight, we have a very special guest here to help moderate, former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Our candidates are Daniel Larson, Cheng Shi, and Ichbin Schmetterling.
Before we get into this debate, are there any controversies from your past that you would like to highlight or clarify what happened for the record?
I would.
Sure, you may go, Mr. Larson.
In prior times, I was in contact with an impersonator that was impersonating to be somebody who is now my future wife. And I am now engaged to this person, but there was somebody that was impersonating, and I was manipulated to say numerous of things. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I was manipulated into saying threats, and also manipulated into doing the porn industry, the adult film industry.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Larson, for sharing. Moving on, we're going to go to Mr. Daniel Larson. Please unmute, and you can turn your camera on if you want, and give your opening speech.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Larson, and my vision for UCLA is to make stronger academics and to support any race, no matter what country you are from, and to make the campus safer. We want to see everyone succeed, no matter where you are from. We want to see everyone have, we support transgenders, we support the LGBTQ community, we support Black Lives Matter, we support All Lives Matter. We also want to see less security on campus, but we feel like we want to pair up with the local sheriff's department and local police department. We feel like there's a massive amount of manipulation that goes on in our world, and I want to help limit that. Thank you so much for everyone's votes, and that is my vision, to make UCLA better for everyone. Thank you.
Mr. Cheng Shi.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. I would like to please begin my speech by apologizing to Mr. Larson for outburst in today's class. It was very unprofessional of me. It will not happen again. My vision for UVA is a more rigorous academic. You in America don't prioritize studying or grades. You like to party and use drugs, and you have no discipline. You're a spineless octopus here in America. You have no structure. And now you want to vote for a Nazi or a criminal. I don't understand why would you do such thing. I think that the right direction for UCLA is to strong reader, someone who can whip up academic excellency and keep our culture clean and respectful. Thank you.
This next question is for Mr. Larson. What is your stance on multi-gender bathrooms taking over the campus?
Yes, very good question. I believe that, like I said, there should be one all gender restroom next to a male and female restroom. So I believe that there should be one of everything.
People who do not follow why are we accommodating for people with a mental disability? That's all I'm asking.
Mr. Larson, would you like to explain what an all-gender bathroom is to Mr. Chi?
So, yes, it is somebody. Yeah, I'm not. It is somebody that I hope I'm getting this correct, but it is somebody that is born half male, half female. So, like, their body is like a male, their genitalia is a female, or somebody has gone through surgery to do so, which I also agree with everyone else's stance. That can go into being so many different things, right? So it completely there will be more rules and more coverage that I will have to cover later on in the debate.
All right, I do have a quick question. Just give me a number, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. What should be the legal drinking age on campus? I'm going to ask all three of you and just give me a number. Mr. Larson first.
15.
Mr. Shi next.
18.
And Mr. Ichbin.
21.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Our next topic of the night is diversity. We're going to start off with Mr. Larson for this topic. What steps will you take to promote diversity at UCLA?
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't actually know what diversity means. I am going to take a guess, but I believe we want to have better understanding of things that affect student to student. Some people struggle more, some people don't. I want to see everyone's opinions be heard.
There are a lot of complex issues in California, one of them being the age of consent. What do you think should be the proper age of consent at UCLA? Mr. Larson, would you like to start us out?
So that is a very, very complicated topic. First of all, people that go to UCLA, I think is 18 on up. I am not quite sure. I would have to look at those numbers. But I believe that if you are mature enough to go to a university, then you are mature enough to AKA have sex. Now, I do believe that with that it does get more complicated than just that. I do believe that condoms are a must on university campus, and I do believe that you shouldn't even really do sex on university campus. I believe that everything should be done in a restroom, an all gender restroom, or not even on campus at all.
That is very informative information. Good to know that you think that sex on campus should only happen in all gender restrooms. Cheng or Mr. Ichbin, care to share the age of consent that you believe in?
This is not a pride academic, so I don't care.
What are your opinions on public nudity? UCLA currently does offer certain buildings on campus where you can be publicly nude. What are your guys' opinions on that rule?
Is it disgusting?
I would need more information. I feel like, once again, it is a very controversial topic, and without the right information, I don't have an answer.
I personally think that the only buildings on campus that should allow public nudity are the one with the college freshmen. Thank you.
Yeah, he talked a lot about food in the cafeteria. I think that they need more diversity in the food, especially the meat. We need a more type of meat selection in cafeteria.
I agree.
Specifically, what type of meat are you looking for?
Oh, just a normal type of meat, nothing too crazy. I don't want to get into specification.
I don't want to start a bigger issue, but some people that come to the university would probably like to know, are we talking like horse meat, alligator meat, chicken, beef, pork? Like, can we get like maybe 5 options? Or
Okay,
like
we have a chicken, a beef, pork, octopus, and maybe I don't know, a goose.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
I believe that was a eroded question, but I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, Mr. Larson, were you looking for some specific answers on that question? Are there any rumors you've heard or anything?
Nope. I think everything is fine. Thank you.
I
All right,
would
well-
like to go into this a little deeper. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I've heard rumors that Cheng and some of the other students want to bring meat of certain animals that should not be allowed in this country. I think that it is disgusting. Some of the meats that Cheng has previously talked about wanting to put in cafeterias. One of those including dog, which I think is horrible. So that is what I've heard about Cheng, and I'd like to give him a moment to respond to these allegations.
These are racist stereotypes. How dare you? These are slanderous. Not surprising coming from a German man related to Adolf Hitler. And criminal.
Would you like to respond, Mr. Larson?
Yes. I mean, he does actually have a point. There is no evidence and no proof to be able to prove right now that Ching Chai is
My
behind.
name is Cheng Chi.
Sorry, Cheng Chi. Excuse me. Cheng Chi is behind the allegations. There is no proof that I can find at this moment. So everything Cheng Chi is saying is valid.
Thank you, Mr. Larson.
What are your opinions on the mainstream media? It's an open question, so feel free to unmute to start off.
I believe that the mainstream media is the number one real information you can get, more than the TV and more than the news.
All right, so our next question for Mr. Larson, what is more important to you, race or gender?
I feel like that is an invalid answer, and I support both.
We talk so much about a race and agenda, this debate.
Mr. Larson, do you have any opinion on fentanyl and the issues going on, especially in our home state of California?
So, yeah. So, first of all, I don't want to say anything on where it comes from. Like, I don't want to go deep into that because I mean, I've heard many different things, okay? Um, what I will say is I think that it should be banned from the university. I feel like all drugs should be banned from the university. And only if it comes down to like nicotine or something, it has to be vape. It can't be cigarettes. I think cigarettes should be banned as well. I do believe that drugs are the number one cause to homelessness.
All
May I
right.
ask what is your stance on marijuana?
I support marijuana. I once again I believe that I believe that cigarettes and like certain drugs are just easy to start fires with. Like cigarette, people throw them on the ground. With vape pens, at least you still get the nicotine.
All right, so we're going to be moving on to another question. Does anyone here feel like the Chinese government is gang stalking you? If so, feel free to explain, give examples, and dive deep into this.
Yes, I do. There has been a black Nissan Altima, and I do have pictures of it. I did leak them to the internet. For the past close to 6 months, following me to every single location I have been going to, not just one. And I have actual pictures of the vehicle, and the license plate is actually where the license plate should be, there is none on the license plate. So, in other words, there is no license plate on the vehicle.
How do you know this is a car from China?
I don't, but I do have a gang stalking or some other issue going on. I do think it is a government vehicle, but once again, I cannot identify.
Well, Mr. Santos, I believe this is a very loaded question. I feel like that the typical American answer, oh, something goes wrong. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, the China did this, you know? Maybe they are following Mr. Ross, and maybe they're not. Who are we to know until he see ethnicity of a driver?
You are 100% right, and I agree. Without the right identification, there is no way on knowing.
Yes,
So-
thank you, Mr. Rosson.
Usually a good way to tell if the Chinese government is after you is if there's drones in the area. So recently in the UCLA campus, we've been having a lot of drone sightings and drone spottings following students around. Has anyone seen drones in their area? And if so, it could mean the Chinese are following you.
Well, this one, sorry, Mr.
have.
Larson, go ahead.
I have. And believe it or not, I actually took a picture of the drone, and it did
Please stop
have
filming me.
where it said "Made in China" on it,
Before I call the
but
police.
that could once again mean anything.
So starting off with Mr. Daniel Larson, there is some controversy regarding your past. What do you have to say to people who think you are a criminal due to your involvement with getting arrested?
The is my camera working? Check. Okay. The first thing I want to say is I am not a criminal. I have been highly manipulated because I have a disability. I have a learning disability, which I also believe was manipulated, but and I don't really have, but that's beside the point. But I was manipulated every time I went to businesses to run my errands. And I am also currently homeless because of it. Businesses nowadays trespass anybody they want from their business, whether they think it's okay or not. Just because they don't like the way you look, they don't like the way you talk, the clothes you wear, they will ban you from a business, whether you like it or not. And I feel like that is not okay. So, yes, it is true that I do have a criminal background, but it is all very small misdemeanors, and they are petty cases. I don't really care what people say about me. People can say whatever they want to say. People can say I'm Hitler. I'm going to be honest. I don't care. I feel like matter of opinion is okay. You have your right to your opinion. My goal is to support as many people as I can, and I know for a fact I can't please everybody.
Next question. I'm sure you've been asked it before, but we just want straight honesty. What do you genuinely believe your weaknesses are?
I don't believe I have any weaknesses. I can face my greatest fear.
And what is your greatest fear, Mr. Larson?
Getting eaten by butterflies.
All right, this is for Mr. Ichbin. What are your thoughts on your home country of Germany planning to colonize the planet of Mars? Apologies for that.
Mr. Ichbin?
I apologize. I want to thank you for asking this.
So just message me who you're going to vote for, and then we can we'll tally those up. So one of you will be not on the ballot for tomorrow. All right, looks like some of the votes are coming in right now. All right, it looks like all members who are currently in the call have voted. Our top two candidates for tomorrow's main election are Mr. Daniel Larson and Mr. Cheng Shi, moving on to tomorrow's election. Congratulations.
Thank you. I look forward to the rest of the election. Thank you, Mr. Santos, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Thank you so much, and please vote. See you on the flip side.